So maybe I'm gonna try to do this for you. Hopefully it doesn't run out of data on my phone like I tried the last couple times I tried. And here we go. Hopefully I also don't screw it up for this one as well. I'm gonna turn on mute for the audio so you don't have to hear that shit. And also I don't have to hear that shit. Alright, so we're gonna use this ability constantly, Stasis Strike, until we get up to 500 stacks in this form. When he gets an ultimate form, it doubles, so it would be 1,000 stacks. You're just going to keep on passing turn meter to Kylo Ren whenever the opportunity really presents itself. Hermit Yoda's here to give him extra DPS, and everyone else is pretty much here to pass turn meter, giving him more chances to attack. And there you can see that's very little damage has actually happened. It ramps up though. So we're going to start off with do one of those. He's at 67%. He could use ultimate now, but we want it to get as high as possible. I'm going to heal up just because Thrawn took some damage I don't like. Again, just keep on with the attack. Hermit Yoda is also really good for Nihilus because he can heal someone up from their one hit sort of deal when it annihilates. So this is him in ultimate form. You see his counter doubled there, and in ultimate form he just gets instant cooldown refreshes. So you just keep on spamming that middle ability. In ultimate form it needs to go up to 1,000. Base form it just has to be at the 500. After that's the case is when you use the onslaught. This ability once you get to that 500 or 1,000 mark. But up until then, you only want to use your other abilities as much as humanly possible. So, right now, it's literally just try to do as much damage as humanly possible. Keep things going. So here is where you have a kind of a tough thing because Onslaught gives you more stacks of mastery, which is what really makes you able to solo this. But you want to be able to hit multiple times. Basic will hit him twice, whereas Onslaught only hits him once. And the 2 hits give you more ultimate charge. So Thrawn is really great for that ultimate charge because he gives 3 to 4 hits every time he does it, which is really freaking useful. And now Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is at ultimate charge again. So we have 1 cooldown left on the Annihilate, so I need to keep that in mind. I'm going to hold on to his heal ability. He's going to keep on with this. Unfortunately, I like it when Hux has the shield, but he didn't get it this time, so I'm going to have to use it on First Order Officer. Hux will die either this phase or next phase. It is inevitable because when he swaps turn meter, he loses his stuff. So anyway, he's protected now. No one's going to get killed by the Annihilate. The only thing we might have to do is give turn meter to Hermit Yoda if things don't work out. So here is where it's hard to tell. I don't know if Hermit Yoda will go before Nihilus would, so I gave that turn meter to Hermit Yoda, to Hermit Yoda there instead, just for that purpose. So I'm at 480 stacks. 1 more of his attacks will get him into the mode where I start doing actual damage. So I'm going to do one of these instead of the ultimate because then I get extra chances. And just swap, and there we go. So now it's literally just using this as much as humanly possible. And right now it's not doing a ton of damage. It will ramp up significantly. Hermit Yoda also calls everyone to assist, which also gives him more charge. And there we go. You can see he's at 1,000 stacks because that's doubled now. So his base stack is at 520. He's at 1,040 right now. But he's going to just keep on using this onslaught attack, even though the basic ability would have given him more charge. We just want him to use that onslaught to gain mastery stacks. You can see now he's doing like 3% with it. When we get to Nihilus being almost ready to, like another turn or two for Nihilus, we'll swap over to start doing his base attacks. So here we're going to do that, and it's going to do a decent little chunk, but nothing too crazy. Nihilus will likely get another Annihilate. I'm going to use that. Ultimately, we like it when Nihilus only gets the one Annihilate off, but it's going to be a second one this time around. So he's not doing enough damage yet for my liking, so I'm going to just keep on with the keeping on, I guess. But you can see there, he's doing like 10% damage now. It is racking up quite a bit. But I am going to have to use a protection. Hux will utilize it here. And that'll just keep them alive. But there, you can see like that attack is now doing like 10%, and that isn't even a stronger attack. Again, we're going to give that to Hermit Yoda so that he can heal up Hux, just because it's nice to keep Hux alive going into that next battle. We're not going to use ultimate because they're 20%. Like, it's not necessary. We're not going to use Fracture. We are going to pass the turn meter back to him to finish the fight because he's about to enrage, and if he gets a rage hit off, it could kill someone, and you don't want that to happen. So there we go. That worked really well. Again, hopefully we're not going to get cut off here time-wise. This whole raid takes about 20 minutes, 20-25 minutes. My guild has a stipulation of 25 minutes until we can post damage, so I won't be posting until then. All right, and again, we're just back to the same races here. So, going to use his ultimate ability, and then just keep on with the middle ability, all the way up to the 500 stacks. You can see with Hux, his base health has gone down quite a bit now, and that's why he's bound to die because of that. There's really just nothing that can be done about keeping him alive. He will die in the Scion phase. And that's okay, because he's pretty much served his purpose. That's unfortunate they got that off, but the only threat here is Enrage. So you just have to keep an eye on that bar, but realistically, that's not too big of a deal, which again is quite nice. Hermit Yoda, you want to use that middle ability as often as possible because one, it calls everyone to attack, giving more charge, and two, it also puts him under stealth, and you really want him to survive. He is quite important. So he's at 480. You're thinking, oh, okay, I can start using the onslaught, but he's in double form right now, so realistically he's at the 240 mark. So we just got to keep going, keep going. He needs probably another... I'm going to use the heal ability to try to keep Hux alive for a little longer, but he is going to die off soon. Hopefully I can get another series of attacks with him, which would be ultimate. There I should have used Onslaught. It made no sense really to use that first ability. It did a little bit more damage, but not really notably worth it. Hopefully he just doesn't kill Hux. There we go. Perfect. Because now Hux can call everyone to assist, and that gives him some more charge for his ultimate ability. And now Hux has done his purpose. He is going to die off. Next hit, that is just kind of what's going to happen. I'm just going to keep on giving that turn meter. Maybe Hux can even give one more turn to Kylo, which would be optimal, but extremely unlikely. I'm going to actually start cleansing these pains on the other characters. Hux, I'm not going to bother. He's going to die regardless. But on Thrawn and First Order Officer, I'm going to cleanse so that they survive a little longer. I'd like to give it to Kylo, but he was about to get a turn anyway, so. And we'll give that over. And hey, he called everyone to assist again. Look at that. Look how little health he has now. He's going to die from this. Yep, there he goes. Alright, I'm going to heal everyone up just because First Order Officer is pretty low, and I don't like it. And then we're going to drop everyone with that. And now he is charged. I should have actually waited on that, the fracture, but... And now we have 1,000 stacks, so we can start with just onslaughts. He's got 8 turns. As long as he doesn't somehow get random crits that are just astronomically large, we will win this one as well. I would have to really misplay this in order not to win it at this stage. It is unfortunate that Hux gets lost because the swarm attack really does build up your ultimate ability quite quickly. So it's unfortunate to lose that, but it is what it is. Here is a choice. Do you use the one attack that hits twice, or do you just get more for the charge? I like to just go with the one attack. It gives you 10 extra anyway. It's not as much, but it gives you a lot more charge because it's 2 hits as opposed to 1 hit. So it's an extra 5% build. And you don't want to be at one of those stages where you're like 99% because you will get that quite often. So, again, onslaughts. We are starting to get close to enrage, but you can see he's at half health now. He is dropping drastically. We're going to pass that over. He's going to use that. There we go. Like his onslaught's doing 6% now. That's pretty significant. Their onslaught's doing almost 10% now. It's wrapping up quite a bit. Here we're just going to use a basic, and that's going to be almost 20%. One more hit, he is dead. There is no threat here anymore. We're going to hold off on that fracture. I should have used it actually. Didn't know where I was on the charge, but oh well. Unfortunately here, Scion's actually... Oh, nope. Kylo got another turn just before. So, there we go. Scion's down. And now it's the Traya phase, which really the only thing is like who she ends up isolating. You really do want it to actually be Kylo, because the other two, then they prevent him from healing, and they can get killed off just if the RNG is bad and she focus fires them. And that can just be an unfortunate series, and there's really nothing you can do. You want to optimally get into the final phase with all 4 characters. You can do it with 1 character outside of Kylo, but that's really hard. So here we're going to actually use Fracture to build up that turn meter, or the ultimate charge. So his next attack, he will attack all of them, and there we go. He gets it off and puts her down into stage. It cannot miss, so that's why I didn't bother using the AoE before. It would have missed the one saber because it had foresight on. And now we're just again trying to get those 500 stacks. Once he's got 500 stacks, it's the same thing all over again. I'd like to get Hermit Yoda. I should have actually given that turn meter to Hermit Yoda because I do not want him isolated. That's like worst case scenario right now. And there we go. Worst case scenario happened. So I guess we'll show you what happens with worst case scenario. There I'm going to use that because it hits 3 times as opposed to just the 2 times on the main boss. And I can do this. Unfortunately, fortunately, Hermit Yoda does still go under stealth. So I said it's worst case scenario, but it's actually not necessarily. It's just he can't really call anyone to assist. He's effectively useless right now. So it's pretty bad. But the other two can still call Kylo to assist, which is useful in gaining up those stacks, especially early on. She's not likely to kill Hermit Yoda. She will likely pass it off to First Order officer or someone, which is nice. That days really doesn't matter. Just do not kill First Order officer there, okay? This is unfortunate because I cannot take out multiple sabers, and it really makes no sense to, see, did nothing. So I might actually have to do something I don't like to do, and that's use standalone, just because First Order officer might get killed because he's not being able to get healed right now. He's effectively doing nothing. He's passing turn meter from time to time, but that's about it. So we're going to use that because that'll put him into ultimate range. I can't use the healing. So I am going to do one of these. I've never actually done the standalone just because I've never had to. But we're going to see how this goes. He's not going to get killed, so what I really want is for her to isolate him, which is perfect because he can actually keep himself alive. He's got so much health, and he fully heals whenever he goes into ultimate stance. He doesn't get the free turn meter the same way, but he does get some turn meter, so it's kind of weird. But he can't be called to assist as per norm. There I healed up just because First Order officer was in such dire need. Oh, I'm out of over 1,000 stacks. That was a misplay. I should be using this ability now. She will die quite rapidly now. And it's we're at 18 minutes now, so okay, I still am recording. I wasn't sure. So we're going to use that, even though it's only going to hit 2, but it's still better. I really did want to drop everyone down, but that's not really an option right now. And again, First Order officer might die. Yeah. Oh, that was incredibly lucky. That was incredibly lucky. So, going to use that. Try to heal up the First Order officer again. He just got a couple big hits, and he doesn't have a ton of health anymore. You can see the ultimate charge is really slowing down how fast it actually charges up now, just because there's less, like, Hux isn't there anymore, so he gets the ultimate much slower. It's unfortunate they got the stun on Hermit Yoda. That is really shitty, but at this point it really shouldn't matter too much. Every time Kylo does that, he's going to clear the field, and there you just saw, like, there's like 40%, one hit, done. I'm not even gonna use the turn meter swaps at this point because he doesn't need it. And there she is, she's dead. And now I have full ultimate charge and turn meter swaps with all characters ready to go. I don't know about Hermit Yoda. He might not have his call to assists or his heal. I don't know where he's at. Just because he was stunned there and I haven't seen his attack in a while. He's not that fast on my roster. I would like him to be a little faster just because how useful that would be, and that would make it a little less RNG dependent. So pass that turn meter over to Supreme Leader Kylo. He's going to start off instantaneously using this ability because we want to start charging that turn meter again already. Perfect. So get everyone to attack. There's some good charge already. And he's already at 40% charge because he hits everyone from the AoE attack that when he uses it, which actually counts towards this charge. He hits everyone once. That's 25%. plus Hermit Yoda called everyone to assist, and there was more charge, and yada, yada, yada. So here, again, the biggest threat is Nihilus, just because his Annihilate ability, so you have to keep an eye on that. Scion might enrage, depending on things, and that's where things can go wrong, is essentially you can actually have like everyone ready to die. Kylo's strong enough to kill everyone in like a single hit, but they just get the enrage hit off, and if everyone else is dead, Kylo will die. Unfortunately, it just kind of is what it is. We're going to remove stacks. And then he's going to call to assist. It just gave him a little turn meter, and I think that's the isolate in effect there. He's going to hit everyone. There we go. A little bit of charge. Here you can actually use the shields just to stay alive. It's not a big deal not to do that. It's actually perfectly acceptable. See, because he's isolated, he can't receive health, which is kind of a fuck up on my play. Because now it's going to be a while until he can receive health, which potentially puts him at risk. If Trey hits him and everything hits him, I shouldn't have played that either. That's another misplay. Okay, I've got to focus a bit more. Should have used the Fracture after, because then that's multiple hits charging the Kylo's ultimate, which is what we really just want to charge up here. Okay, and he is one shot, so I'm going to, if he gets a chance, I am going to, he might die from Traya right now. Yep, unfortunate. If he got the turn, I would have given him, I would have used the shield ability. But he got killed. We're still okay, because we still have someone to take the Annihilate, which is really what's important here. But here we go. So now we just need Thrawn to get a turn before Nihilus. Well, I guess he can even get it after, as long as Nihilus doesn't get a boost from Traya. Yeah, he's going to get to go first. So it's actually a little trickier, because I'm going to have to hold off for a turn, which is not desirable at this point. But because he might have attacked there with the Annihilate. Sometimes it'll happen, and there's really just no knowing when that's going to occur. But now, if anyone gets a turn, we should see... Yeah, I was going to say, we should see Thrawn get the turn first. That's unfortunate that the isolate went on Thrawn, because now he's going to die. There's next to really no chance for survival. We're not going to use that right now, because it would take a turn, and I don't want to take a turn when it's damn, he's going to die off pretty much right now. Yep. So here we're actually in a bit of a riskier spot, because Hermit Yoda is getting weak. The damage is ramping up quite a bit, and I am not yet at the stage where I want to be, but I'm going to have to start, because I really kind of just at a bad spot right now. He's not at quite the right amount of stacks. He will be after the next attack, but shit could go really bad really quick. Gonna hit him, and now it's just going to be that onslaught attack for the rest of the raid whenever humanly possible. Nihilus will die out pretty quick from the onslaughts. He only needs to get down to 5%, and then Traya will just kill him himself or herself. But the attacks will ramp up. There's 4 turns left to that, 6 left for that. It's going to be... Oh, I should have used basic so I had the ultimate. You can see how many stacks she has now that she's damaging every time, and that's why Hermit Yoda's not surviving. but Hermit Yoda is essentially here just for any kind of healing he can do and for the one last annihilate, potentially. Hopefully this will work out, but it's kind of a sketchy system point right now. I'm really glad it hit who he hit with that, because if it was Yoda, I would have had to throw on the defensive thing right then and there. So Hermit Yoda can do that. Calling him to assist. Look at how much damage that was. And now Nihilus is dead, so no more worries about that. Now it's just the Enrage, which they're at. He's at 3, and she's going to be about the same. He's going to die very quickly. 20% just from the onslaught. It's just a matter of a few basics now until everything's done. I'm going to actually use that because I do not want to lose Kylo, obviously. That would be instantaneous game over. And he is dead on the next attack. So I could have used the AoE there, actually, the ultimate ability, and that would have been sufficient. But we're going to do this. And we're going to do that. And she has 5 turns to enrage. This is game over. Kylo is hitting so hard. I'm going to show you here in a second. Well, I'll show you right now. He is going to be doing like 30%. Well, there you go. 55%. It's game over right now. It's 27 minutes. I can post my damage. There, 2 hits. She's dead. Well, I guess technically 4 because he hits twice on his basic. And there you have it. That's the raid. That's how you do it. That's how you solo it. There was some misplays. There was some things that didn't go according to RNG plan, but it still works out. And that's all you have to do. All right, man. Hope that helps. And there you go. And I like how the damage says total damage dealt 169 million, and Kylo did 179 million somehow. Because that last hit, he does so much extra damage. He's literally going over the amount of damage she can take. And it calculates it. But anyway, there you go.